Giving it a minute to see if everybody can see me. Make sure that I'm really live before I start. There we are. I think that we can go ahead and start. How are y'all today? Everybody doing well, I hope. On this it's been kind of a cold, dreary day. Had a lot of rain last night, so I hope everybody's drying out now from that, and that it didn't flood where you are. So today we are talking about sharing. And one of the reasons why I feel like this might be a good topic to discuss right now is because many of you might have siblings at home. You might have a brother or a sister or other kids around your house during the day. I know I have 2 boys here, and they don't often like to share with each other. Sometimes they do well, and then sometimes they don't. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're just kind of tired of being around each other so much because they've been at home so much. So I had another book picked out, a different one, and thanks to Miss Ashley Green at West Marion, I'm reading Pig the Pug today. And this was a cute book that I read with my youngest son, Hunter. He got it from Miss Ashley for taking part in Library Week challenges. And so we were reading it today, and I thought this is a perfect book for kids to understand why it's important to share. And it's a funny book, so it's kind of entertaining. So if you've read it, maybe you'll enjoy hearing it again. And if not, I hope that you enjoy hearing it for the first time. Maybe you want to add it to your collection. So I asked Hunter a few questions about this book, and we'll discuss the questions after I finish reading because it is a very short book. But he had some really kind of humorous viewpoints about what was going on with Pug and Pig the Pug and what might have been the moral of the story. So I hope you guys enjoy it. This is Pig the Pug by Aaron Blabey. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Okay. Pig was a pug, and I'm sorry to say, he was greedy and selfish in most every way. Hunter and I really liked the idea that there was rhyming in the book. Look at Pig the Pug. He lived in a house with a wiener dog, Trevor, but when was he nice to him? I'll tell you, never. You've got some great toys there, poor Trevor would say. But Pig would just grumble, they're mine, go away. Pig the Pug is not being very nice to Trevor. He is not wanting to share. And he has a whole bunch of toys. But it might be more fun, Trevor said to Pig, if we both played together. Well, Pig flipped his wig. Now, we've talked about flipping lids before. I think that's probably the same thing. Yep, there's Pig flipping his wig. No, they are mine. Didn't you hear? Only mine. You keep your paws off of them. They are mine, mine, mine. I know what your game is. You want me to share, but I'll never do that. I won't, and I swear. Oh, my. I wonder how Trevor's feeling about that right now. I wonder how he feels with Pig speaking to him that way and not wanting to share his toys. And with that, he proceeded to gather his stuff and make a big pile with a huff and a puff. He's piling all of his things up. Any of you ever do that? Do you take all of your things into your room or into a different part of the house and maybe shut the door so nobody else can play with them? Do you ever keep toys away from people, not because you want to play with them, but just because you don't want them to play with them? Because I think that may be what's happening here. And once he had gathered them up in a pile, he howled from the top with a satisfied smile. There, shouted Pig. Now you won't get my loot. It's mine, 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 mine. So why don't you scoot? Oh my. Things are not going well for Pig at this point. But just at that moment, poor Trevor did see the pile was wobbling. Oh dear me. Watch out up there, good Trevor did cry, but the shame of it was, oh no. This is not going to end well, I don't think. Well, pugs cannot fly. So he fell off of that toy pile and down, down, down out the window. I hope he's okay. That's not a very good way to learn your lesson. These days, it's different, I'm happy to say. It's so very different in most every way. So there's Trevor. He's finally got some toys. Do you think Pig might have finally decided to share his toys? Yes, Pig shares his toys now, and Trevor's his friend, and they both play together. Okay, well, good. So there's Pig the pug. They're playing together. He's playing with Trevor. Wow, Pig's on the mend. He's in a big body cast, so he wasn't completely okay from that fall out the window. That's kind of a rough way to have to learn a lesson about sharing. So I asked Hunter how it was, what he thought the moral of that story was, and his answer was that it was not a good idea to pile toys up and stand on top of them by a window, which is not bad advice. It's very good advice. Don't do that. Don't pile up toys and stand on top of them, because I don't think that would be very safe. But what do you think the moral of the story is? A moral of a story is when we usually learn a lesson from a story through one of the characters, that they've made a choice and they've learned a lesson about that choice. And in this one, Pig the pug did not want to share his toys. He was not being kind to Trevor the wiener dog. And not only was Trevor not getting to play with those toys, but I wonder how that made him feel as a little pup, that he wasn't being accepted and that he wasn't being invited to play. And I'm challenging all of you that whenever you feel like hoarding all of your toys and you don't want to share, think about how much more fun it will be to invite others to play with you, to share not only your toys, but your time. My boys often find that at first they might be resistant, but once they start playing together, they will play for hours together and they'll get along. But sometimes it takes a little gentle push in the right direction. So I'm challenging all of you that if you've got a toy or if you have a game or something like that, invite your siblings or invite cousins. If your cousins are over at your house, invite them to play with you, and you'll see that oftentimes you have much more fun if you choose to share, and you'll have more fun together. So Pig the pug, he learned his lesson the hard way. He piled all those toys up and he fell off of them out the window and he wound up in a body cast. I hope that you don't ever learn a lesson that way. But I'm also hoping that you're not hurting anybody's feelings by not letting them play with you or your toys. So boys and girls, please, the more the merrier. Make sure that you're sharing, that you're doing your best to get along. Say only kind words. If you feel any negative, ugly words that want to come out of your mouth, just kind of keep those back and find something kind to say. And I hope you guys have a thoroughly tremendous Thursday, to steal a few words from Ms. Wendy Gaffigan. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you, miss you.